What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be rating some squads in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM, lads. So if you guys want me to rate your squad, follow me on Twitter and reply when I tweet send teams, lads. So I can't get through everyone's teams today, but I will try to get through as many as possible. And if I do scroll by your team, it's more than likely because your team is perfectly fine, and pretty much you should. If I scroll by your team, I know for a fact you know your team is fine. If you have a perfectly well constructed team, you know your team is fine. But yeah. So before we get on to it as well, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 280,000 subscribers by the end of January. If we hit that, that would be absolutely insane. But yeah. Now let's get on to it. So if you guys did not see right here, like I tweeted out send teams and we have 633 replies. I'm sorry, I cannot go over 633 teams. I can't go over 633. So I do apologize if I miss your team. If I was to go through 633 teams, let's just say I spend an average of a minute and a half, 2 minutes per team. Like that would be, say, roughly 1,200 minutes, which is, what's that, 20 hours? That would be 20 hours non-stop rating teams. So, first team right here. We're going over the first one anyway. We're on 5 out. Magic, Wiggins, Paul, Josh are all fully badged. Josh Smith fully badged? Okay, interesting to see still using Josh Smith. Won't get rid of Josh because he's a monster. I mean, that's my whole thing, is if you're really good with a card, there's no point in getting rid of him. Even if a lot of people might say, yeah, X, Y, or Z card are not the best cards in the game, if you like them, keep them. Hence why I still use Manager Ginobili, even though people obviously tell me he's ass. Why I still sometimes use George Mikan, and why, well, Carlos Boozer is my starting center right now. But Magic's very solid. That starting lineup's really solid. Mobley's kind of weak, but he's fine. Paul George, Rudy are really, really good, especially for their price now. I would probably sell Caruso because you can get quite a bit for him by John Wall. John Wall is that bit better than Caruso, and John Wall's not even that much more expensive. I would buy John Wall instead of Caruso. Eddie Jones, Scotty, really good. Scotty Barnes, if you can get used to base 11 and you're good with base 11, Scotty Barnes is fantastic at defense, and then Josh Smith is a really good center if he's badged up and you like using him. So a solid team, like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. I'll go 8 to 8.5. Okay. This team, I'm guessing Evo'd, Buddy Hield. I mean, this would be quite similar to what I would run. Like, Iverson's a bit of a weird one. Trying to surround AI with more defense. If I would surround AI with defense, I would probably put Kawhi beside AI instead of Kawhi beside Buddy. Because in your starting lineup, outside of Penny, you don't really have anyone to create off the... You don't really have anyone really to create in terms of just creating their own jump shot. I would probably start AI or start Buddy. Actually, no. Why would you ever bring Kawhi off the bench? That's just the way I play, because I play my starters and bench even minutes. In terms of like lineup fit, I would have swapped Buddy with Kawhi, but I mean, why the hell would anyone play Kawhi off the bench? I mean, keep your team as is. It's a 9 out of 10 team. It's not a 10 team. I like every player in your team. Okay. 300k. Team definitely has job done, but you'd like an upgrade. Okay, so players to upgrade. I don't like John Collins at the 4. I'm just going to put that out there. I do not like John Collins at the 4. As decent, yeah, like he's decent. Jonathan Isaac at the 3 is interesting. I would maybe move Jonathan Isaac up and put like, I don't know, maybe Scotty. Oh, no, Scotty's already on the starting line. Maybe Mikal Bridges. Small 4. Winslow's an interesting one. I don't actually mind Winslow. I think he's a solid card. David West, he's not very good. David West, really not very good. Get rid of David West. Honestly, screw it. If you want to play John Collins as your backup, here's how I'd start your team. I would play John Collins as backup center. I would move Jonathan Isaac to the 4 off the bench. I would move Evan Mobley to your starting power forward. Honestly, Wong Chi is fine. And then small forward off the bench, I play like Mikal Bridges. So that team, you're spending trying to think how much you spend on that team. So you're selling David West and you're buying Mikal Bridges and they're rotating a bit, so you're breaking even. You're actually making a little bit empty. Trae Young and Steve Francis, look, if you like them, you like them. I would buy Wall. Personally, I don't think at this stage in the game, I think while he's 25k, just buy John Wall. Could he go down in price? Yeah, sure. He might go down in price, but I mean, he's still good. He will be worth 15,000. There won't be many guys better than him under 15k for next month. So just get John Wall. That's to everybody. Just get John Wall is going to be the thing. And like Marcus Smart's brilliant as well. John Wall. More people are going to have success with John Wall. Again, personally, I think I'm very dead even between John Wall and Marcus Smart. But most people will prefer John Wall. Okay, perfectly fine team. Perfectly fine team. ML Carr is interesting. ML Carr is interesting. So, you've got Giannis the 5. But yet, you've got ML Carr still in your team. I don't even mind ML Carr that much. He had no MTB of Giannis. I would sell Giannis and buy D-Rob. Especially that, yeah, I'd sell Giannis and buy D-Rob. You're going to have AI, so just replace Ja with AI. I would honestly replace Giannis with David Robinson. I think David Robinson is better and significantly cheaper. I'd replace ML Carr with Scotties. Once I do love ML Carr, Scotties is better. Buddy Hield is perfectly fine. John Collins, I mean, he works as a backup center. Melo's fine. Cliff Hagan, I mean, he works as a 2 guard. So, yeah, the one player that I would 100% swap, though, is Giannis Antetokounmpo for David Robinson. And then you can kind of spend a little bit empty and you get a little more empty. And even Harden for Cliff Hagan is another one. I would put in Harden for Cliff Hagan. So, okay. No money spent, basically of 900k. Harden are all main ball handlers. Look, you got 900k. If you are running Amethyst Harden, like, I'm all for the tactical downgrades. Harden's like 35k. Just buy the Diamond Harden. Like, there have been not that many stages where I'd say this, and if you're sitting on like 100k MT, I would say, you know what, you're making the right decision tactically downgrading. You got enough MT, buy Diamond Harden. Look, buy Diamond Harden. Get at the 2 guard position on the bench, get Buddy. Buddy's still super cheap. I mean, you don't even need to keep. Honestly, just get freaking John Wall. I get he's going to cost a little bit empty. You can afford to spend 100k. You can afford to spend close to 100k. I'm cool. I'm completely cool with Mobley. I'm completely cool with even Glenn Robinson. I would maybe, if you like John Collins, I would probably just get Boozer. But I'm cool with the way your team is. AK is good. Just honestly, get rid of Jarvis Hayes, put in Buddy Hield, upgrade your Harden, and then maybe buy John Wall for Steve Francis if you want, because you're never really going to lose much MT on John Wall. He's just being completely destroyed by the bots. Okay, shout out Delta. Shout out Delta. Go check him out on Twitch. Actually, he streams sometimes. Streams some 2K and streams some FIFA. 40k MT getting back into the game would have more stuff if I sold stuff in my collection. My playstyle right now just any type of open shot till you get used to the game more. I mean, Delta was a sweat, man. Delta was a literal, like, he used to carry me in FIFA. We used to play co-op in FIFA and he would carry me. But yeah, that bench, the starting lineup's fine. Hey, the starting line is perfectly fine. 40,000 MT. What can you do with 40k? Horford. I mean, Horford serves a purpose, I guess. Point guard off the bench. Honestly, spend half of it on John Wall. Spend 10k on Buddy Hield. You're then got Buddy Hield as your starting 2 guard. Carter off the bench. Mikal Bridges at the 3. You still got 7 or 8k to work with. Yeah, that bench lineup is weak enough that you can probably do that. Or instead of John Wall, get yourself, I mean, Marcus Smart works as well. Marcus Smart's not that much cheaper than John Wall. Or you can get yourself Marcus Smart off the bench who does something similar. Or find yourself a Livingston evoed up if you want a bit of hype. But your starting lineup's fine. This is like, look, this is like a 4.5 out of 10 lineup, but you've just got back into it, so it is what it is. Okay, Okay, some low quality pictures right here. Some low quality pictures. This team, perfectly fine. A lot of Buddy heals. Buddy's just God. Buddy's so freaking good in this game. Like I'm shocked. Like I love Bud. I knew Buddy was gonna be good. I'm shocked at how good he is. Okay. Big fan. Just started to get back into 2K, so the team is a bit rough. And just like picking roles and looking for suggestions on a playstyle. Look, try stuff out, see what works for you, and stick with it. Okay, so there is one big change that I would make, and I don't even mind Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan's pretty good. I don't think Jordan's enough better than Vince Carter to use. I honestly don't think he's enough better than Vince Carter, and he costs a lot more. So I would sell Michael Jordan, and I would buy, you're never gonna guess, Buddy Hield. Like, you buy Buddy Hield, you go and evo him up a little bit. Kuz is really good. Mobley's really good. Wow, Kuz. I forgot to suggest Kuz to some people. Kuz is really good. Especially at that small forward position. If you're struggling, Kuz was really good. Everyone talking small forward, especially a power forward. Gordon, I really like. I like Isaac. I like the big Wong as well. Yeah, honestly, Buddy Hield for Jordan is the only real swap I would make for your price range. You're going to gain a little bit MT. It does take a little bit of time to evo up Buddy Hield. But Scotty's brilliant. Your whole team is very solid for its price. So, like, it's probably almost as good as you can get for its price, but it is, like, still a 7 out of 10 team. And the fact that price you can get a 7 out of 10 team is kind of crazy. I don't know anything about Clash of Clans or Clash Royale, whatever game that is. Hey, Westbrook's interesting. 2 PD Caldwell's waiting for him to sell. Should have around 80k. Okay, so Westbrook, Dr. J, PG, Larry, and Shaq. John Wall, Vince Carter, Scotty, Chris Webber, and Duncan. Okay, there's a... First of all, unless you specifically really want Hollow Evan Mobley, just sell the Hollow and get the normal one. Like, look, you didn't state that Shaq is your favorite player, so I would get rid of Shaq. Shaq's over 100k and he's not worth it. I would also get rid of one of Duncan. I would get rid of Chris Webber. Chris Webber is definitely not worth his price. Westbrook, I prefer Marcus Smart, but if you're a fan of Westbrook, Westbrook's alright. Dr. J's really good. Paul George is good. Larry's good. Your Vince and Scotty are fine off the bench. Wall's good off the bench. But you get rid of Shaq. And if you want... I'm trying to think of who you could use for Shaq if you wanted an inside presence as a big man. Because that's what Shaquille O'Neal is. Like, you haven't stated that you want a popper. If you want a popper, obviously Shaq isn't really gonna do much for you. Or say, if you want a popper, Shaq's not gonna do much for you. But again, it's funny. Like, there have been very few centers that have been added in my team. Like, Shaq, we just got Shaq. Then last week we just got Mo Bamba, and the week before we just got Boogie Cousins. Like, Dave Cowens, or Eddie Curry, who was out on premium iced out. Like, there's like one center per promo. There's like no good centers in the game. If you want a decent inside presence for a big man, I don't know, get yourself freaking, you know, it's hard to explain. He's 7'1". Shaq's just slow. There's nobody. I'm sorry. There's like no alternative for Shaq. I mean, go and get yourself Boozer. Go and get yourself Mikan or something. They're better cards, but they're not even comparable to Shaq, because Shaq is kind of unique in what he does. The closest thing you're going to get to him is freaking Dikembe or something. I hate Dikembe as well. But power forward off the bench, just go and get yourself Kuz. Get yourself Kuz Diamond or Aaron Gordon for 2,000 MT. They're both very similar level to Chris Mullin, except you save a whole bunch of MT. And then center off the bench. I mean, look, if you really like Tim Duncan for his half interceptor, go and use him. But I mean, I'm not low on Duncan, but you can go and get yourself again. Like a Boozer does something similar at center, and Evan Mobley's probably going to give you a little bit more. A Kevin Love might give you a little bit more at a bit of a cheaper price. So yeah, I think Not necessary to replace Duncan, but it could be done. I don't mind the team. Like, it's about a 7.5 out of 10. There's a few things I would probably change if I were you. So, okay. That Scotty is in every freak. Is in like 90% of people's squads. Okay. There's most teams. Okay, he just has a Leandrinho in as a placeholder, does he? Okay. This is an interesting team. So you've got Evan Mobley. Not selling Antoine Jameson, that's fine. That would have been the first thing I would have said to you to do. And if you're not, if there's, I don't even need to know the reason. If you're saying you're not selling Antoine Jameson, that is perfectly fine. Steve Nash, I don't understand using Crawford at the 2. I would just run Crawford at the 1, sell Steve Nash, and get Buddy Hield at the 2. You have more height, you have more defense. You just have a better card than Buddy and Steve Nash, and you've got Jamal Crawford in a more advantageous position. Jaren Jackson Jr. is fine, especially if you're on current. You save a lot of MT going for Buddy Hield over Steve Nash. DeJounte, sell that DeJounte, get the other DeJounte. If you really want to use DeJounte Murray, sell that. However, you've got 10,000 MT with the money you save from Steve Nash for Buddy Hield. Guess what? Buy John Wall. Justice Winslow works fine. A lot of people seem to be liking their Scotty Barnes cards, and like if you're liking Barnes, I mean, use him. He's not the worst card in the world, so he wouldn't be the first player I would suggest. I wouldn't really suggest Scotty Barnes at all. But at the end of the day, if you are good with the card, just don't stop using him. I'll always say it. And if you're good with a card, even if I say they're bad, keep using them. But I prefer Kuz to Barnes. I genuinely prefer Kuzma to Barnes. But if you want to play Barnes there, that's fine. Perfectly fine. So it's the first Kevin Durant we've seen. I don't like this Giannis. I would sell this Giannis. And honestly, bring Rudy Gay into your starting lineup. And let's find someone at power forward. Can't even think who you can run at that power forward position. Like, definitely I wouldn't run Mikal Bridges. Scotty's fine. I would suggest Rudy Gay if you already have him. Draymond. I'm telling you, save your MT. That Giannis is fine. Trust me. But like, just sell. I'm telling you, if you sell Giannis and you move Rudy Gay to your starting line, move Draymond Green to your bench, you're not going to really notice that much of a difference in your team. And you're also going to have a couple of 100,000 MT extra to wait for when an actual good Giannis Antetokounmpo comes out, which is coming soon. Like 96 overall Pink Diamond Giannis, or because like, if you guys don't remember last year we had retro 96 overall Pink Diamond Giannis after the 95 overall Pink Diamond Giannis. So we had Giannis cards. Like we had multiple Pink Diamond Giannis. So we might have another Pink Diamond Giannis card. We don't even need Noble. So that card is coming. So don't be scared to sell your Giannis, especially if you don't really rate him. What's up with the hash brown? That's our first Dolph we've seen in a while. Okay. Broke even, still have more in auction. For backup shooting guard and point guard. What the hell is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar doing on that team? I'm sorry, why is Michael Thompson in the rotation? Okay. You're looking for a backup shooting guard and point guard? Like, first things first, sell Kareem. Kareem kind of sucks. If you really want to use Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, just use the Amethyst one. Why do you have Giannis Antetokounmpo in your team? Like, who the hell is going to shoot the ball on your start? Like, this team's terrible. I'm sorry, this team's terrible. Like, you sent in your team to be rated. This team's terrible. Like, Mullen's fine, can't create a shot. You've got Kevin Durant. You've got one player in your entire lineup that can create a shot. Jason Richardson's a trash can. Honestly, KD's fine. KD's fine. Giannis Antetokounmpo, considering you were running Giannis Antetokounmpo, Magic Johnson, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I'm guessing you are not greening consistently with Giannis. If you can't shoot with Giannis, please sell him. Like, I think recommendations. I would, if I were you, I'd sell Giannis and buy Rudy Gay. Make sure Bill Russell's playing power forward off the bench. Buy Jonathan Isaac. You're sitting on a couple of 100,000 MT right now. Then you can keep Danny Green if you want. Get yourself Buddy Hield. Get yourself John Wall as your backup point guard. Get James Harden for Chris Mullin, and you have a probably better. And instead of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar center, get rid of Kareem. I don't know what he sells for. It's definitely more than he's worth because he's a trash can. And buy a George Mikan. Your team is so much better than this. Your team suddenly becomes so much better than this, and as well as your team becoming better than this, you have also saved yourself a couple of 100,000. You could be sitting on a 500,000 MT. Straight up. Like, you can make a better team than this while sitting on a 500,000 MT. That is the craziest part. Like, oh lads, I miss it. I miss it. The servers went down. I miss it. I didn't even do this Steph Curry because he kind of sucks, but Larry was God. Eddie freaking Curry. Dina Raja. Cam Reddish, man. Ty's our player. This Kareem was just God as well. As I always say with this game, it was probably the worst 2K there has ever been in terms of gameplay wise. And I even said it when I was playing it back. Like, the dribble glitching was just ridiculous. But maybe this was the worst 2K game ever. Maybe this is the worst one. One of 111 Yammings. The Shaq card that every single person got because of a glitch. Maybe that was the worst 2K game ever. But okay. Got 1 mil Boogie, Giannis, LeBron, Kawhi, Steph. Okay. Okay, I would just get John Wall in for Ja. Spend 20k. He says he wants the 2010s lock in, so that basically means he's not going to get rid of Giannis. That's fine. You want that lock in, keep him, and if you're going to keep Giannis, you might as well use him. I think Rudy Gay is a lot better than Giannis, but I understand why you would have Rudy Gay off the bench in terms of shot creating, but I think Rudy Gay's better. Boogie Cousins is an interesting player to have locked in. I would not have necessarily suggested it because you would have got Mikey for cheaper, but at the end of the day, it's fine. You got 1 million MT. The only real place I would swap is backup point guard. Just get John. Like, normally I would suggest Penny or something because Penny's better, but like, look, just get John Wall. Penny's like 50, 60k. John Wall's 20. Just get John Wall. If you want to get Penny, that's perfectly fine. Penny Hardaway might even be better, or Magic Johnson if you like Magic. If you want to switch everything. So they would be two kind of suggestions, but other than that, your team's very, very nice. I think you know your team's pretty nice as well. Okay, so let's go for 2 more teams. We're 23 minutes in here. I'm just saying, sell that Dwayne Wade. Definitely sell that Dwayne Wade. Oh, dear Lord. Sells Dwayne Wade and Zion. Jesus, I didn't even notice. Zion sucks. Zion really sucks, unless he's your very favorite player. Sell him. Update. I'm selling Zion to rip packs for Luka. Oh, that's dumb. That's dumb. That might be more dumb than keeping Zion. Selling Zion to rip packs for a card you're not going to get in the packs. Okay. Anything interesting? I don't get people spamming hash browns. Ooh, that Dennis Scott was chicken. Ben Simmons tween spam. Dino Raja. Dean Wade. Oh, lads. We'll never forget this game. We will never forget the summer where we were all trapped inside and had to play 2K20. Haven't seen that many Clays. This is a nice little team. I'm pretty sure it is very similar to the team I was running for a while. Okay, again, if you're seeing your team right here and I'm scrolling by, just know that it's perfectly fine. I'm just gonna scroll till I see a squad that I really feel needs fixing. And all these squads are fine. All these squads are perfectly fine. That's fine. Got 1 mil. What's bad about it? Like, nothing bad about this squad right here, except for the fact that like you got. I don't like Shaq. Just get David Robinson, who's way better than Shaq and not that much cheaper, unless Shaq's gone down in price a lot. Luka Doncic is just a reckless spending of MT when you can sell Luka and get Klay Thompson, or you can sell Luka and get Kobe. Both of them are significantly better than Luka. LeBron's fine. I probably wouldn't even use LeBron. Like, honestly, I would start Buddy at the, or sell Luka, get Kobe. You have a little bit of MT. Move LeBron James to the 4. He's most definitely a power forward. Start Kawhi Leonard, or start Rudy Gay at the 3. No, start Kawhi Leonard at the 3. Move LeBron James to the 4. Start Rudy Gay at the 4 at the bench. Just get rid of Scotty Barnes. Swap Shaq for D-Rob. And small forward off the bench. Just honestly, just Wiggins. Wiggins works, I guess, because he's 6'8" and has decent length. Or not even Wiggins. Get Scotty Pippen. That works. So you actually make MT and make your team a lot better. And then backup point guard instead of Dame. Get yourself either John Wall or Penny. Okay. One last team. Need one last team right here. So we get to closing up to the half an hour mark. Okay. This. Okay. You've got Theo Ratliff in your rotation. You've got Ron Harper in your rotation. You've got the bum Westbrook that does it without the shooting Evo. Okay. You can keep... You've already got Dwight Howard. You've locked him in. You might as well reuse him in your rotation. Keep Wiggins. Keep Winslow, honestly. No point getting rid of him. Keep Draymond. Keep Danny Green in the squad. I would strongly advise you to sell Scotty Barnes. I don't know how much MT you have, and sell Russell Westbrook. If you sell Scotty and sell Russell Westbrook, you should have enough MT to get yourself a Amethyst Isaiah Thomas at point guard. Get yourself a Diamond Kyle Kuzma at power forward. Get yourself a Amethyst Evan Mobley at center off the bench. Get yourself a Sean Livingston to replace Ron Harper. And at the 2 guard off the bench, get yourself Matisse Thybulle. That makes the bench more competitive. You don't lose a lot of MT. And I don't know how much you have, but I'm going to assume it's exactly 0. You may gain a little bit of MT with that, and you are no longer running Ron Harper and Colin Sexton. And they bum Russell Westbrook in January. So yeah, that is pretty much it, I guess. This is bench needed. All no money spent. I would hope so. Sell these 3 guys at the end of the bench. There is no point having them in your squad. Sell Ewing, because there is no point ever running a Patrick Ewing. Start Evan Mobley or buy Wong Gigi. Honestly, buy Wong Gigi. Get Jonathan Isaac. Play him power forward. Get rid of all your point guards. Like, you've got 3,000 MT. So let's just say you can keep Colin Sexton for now. Let's just say replacing James Silas with Eric Snow as 3,000. So that's you down to 0 MT. Putting Eric Snow in as your starting point guard. Then you sell Donovan Mitchell, but he's not original owner. You sell Ewing, and you sell these 3 cards right here. I'm guessing you are making at least 20k from doing that. And then just fill out some goals here. And with that 20k, go and buy yourself, again, Matisse Thybulle to 2. At the small forward position, you've got enough that you should be able to get, like... Actually, no. Move Matisse Thybulle to 3. You go and get yourself Buddy Hield. Evo up Buddy Hield. At the power forward position, then, go get yourself Jonathan Isaac. and then you have a better team, and you also have a little bit of MT now to play around with. So yeah, that is what I would personally do with this team. So anyway, that is the video. This is the another episode of the series where I rate your squads. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.